What's up, world? Jeremy here from East Stafford. We do CDL training. We do mostly A. I'm about to make this video for my participants because the Incab, which is like the hardest part of obtaining your license. So I'm basically gonna start this video and get it out the way real quick. I'm gonna start. We flip this around. It's a coupling system and all that, right? We're gonna enter the cab with 3 points of contact. So you grab here, one here, two here, and put your foot here. So I'm entering with 3 points of contact. I'm gonna get in my truck. I'm always gonna close my door. I'm gonna grab my seatbelt. I'm gonna say my seatbelt, which is point here, is properly mounted and secured. Look at my seatbelt. And within my seatbelt, it's not cut, it's not torn, it has no frays. It properly latches. Let me take my key out my hand. Let me see. It properly latches and unlatches. And then while we're here, we're gonna go down to the floor. The floor, and you look at your fire extinguisher, which is ABC. So my ABC fire extinguisher is properly mounted and secured. There's no cracks, damages, no leaks to it. And here you look at the gauge, it's properly charged. Your next safety equipment is my 3 reflective triangles, which is properly mounted and secured. There are two at the top, 1 at the bottom, and none of them is missing any hardware. From here, we stay down here on the floor. We check our floors. Our floors and our mats, right? Our floors is properly mounted and secured. It's free from any dirt, oil, and any grease. You can see a little dirt, but don't worry about that part. Then we shoot up to the top. We talk about overhead compartments. Overhead compartments, both our passenger and driver ones, are properly mounted and secured. There are no obstructions. You look at your sun visors. Your sun visor, both your passenger and your driver's side, are properly mounted and secured. There's no obstructions. You want to make sure there's no books or nothing like that, no license, no registration hanging out here that's gonna fall within, while you're traveling and hit your head or something like that. After that, we go to our front windshield, our driver side window. We go to our passenger side window, which is over here, and we talk about our rear mirror right here, rear window right here, and we say they're all properly mounted and secured. There are no cracks, damages, or no leaks to it, and there are no illegal stickers. As you see, there's no illegal stickers. After that, we go here, look at our mirrors, right? Our driver side mirror and our passenger mirror. We look at is where they're both properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or they're not broken nowhere, and they have no illegal stickers on them. After you do that, you start the actual test, right? You have to build your air governance up to 120 to 140 PSIs. So what I'm gonna do now, always insert the key in there, right? Put it on safe start mode. Let your mechanics work themselves around. Once they worked around, that's when you would step on the clutch. And first you wiggle this, right? I'll keep this on there so you gotta memorize the gears. So you step on the clutch and you turn the key, right? The truck is turned on. You would check your brakes here and check that here, right? Let it go. See, your ABS light came on and off, but that's where you first start at, right? You would start with my ABS light came on and off. It's probably mounted secure and fully operational, and then you go right here. What I do, I start from left to right. Here is my oil gauge. My oil gauge is probably mounted secure. It's not cracked, man. It's not broken. It's fully operational between 20 and 40 20 and 60 PSIs. Next is my my water temperature, right? It's probably mounted secured. It's fully operational between, let me get this right because this truck is shaking a little bit, between 150 and 210. After that, we look at our RPMs. Our RPMs are probably mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, it's not broken. Fully operational. Our speedometer, probably mounted, secured, fully operational. Then we go here, look at my gas gauge, right? The gas gauge is probably mounted, secured. fully operational, shows a little bit more than half a tank. After that, you go here, our depth tank. Our depth tank is probably mounted secured. Fully operational, shows 3 bars. Here, our primary, CP for primary and our S for secondary, right? Our primary and secondary air tanks are probably mounted secure, fully operational between 120 and 140 PSIs. After that, you would check here, come close, right? Here we will look at our voltage, right? Our voltage should be between 12 and 14 volts. It shows currently as 14, right? So it's probably mounted secure and fully operational. After that, oh, I almost forgot before I jump on my stick. This right here is for your airbags and all of your air gauges, right? It's probably mounted secure, fully operational. After that, like I said, we go here, check the rest of our gauges. Our left turn signals, probably mounted secure, fully operational. Our right turn signal, probably mounted secure, fully operational. And then we go back here, our 4-way flashes, right? So we show our 4-way flashes, our hazards, right? Probably mounted secure, fully operational. Then after that, we go to our low beams, right? If you can see it a little bit, right? It comes on and off, right? So my low beams are probably mounted secure, fully operational. And then I'll check here, put on my high beams. As you can see, my high beams come on. Your high beams don't come on if your low beams ain't on. So my high beams are probably mounted secure, fully operational. And after this, after you do all that, right? You stay on your stick. You press this button here, 1-4, right? As you press that down, your windshield wipers should do their thing, right? So you look at your windshield wipers, they're probably mounted secured to the window, right? Probably mounted secured to the window, right? They're missing no hardware. And then you will look at the blades. The blades, they're probably mounted secured. There's no dry rot, there's no cracks and no frays, right? That's what you're looking for. Also, you look in here for these little holes. The little holes is what shot out the windshield wiper fluid. You want to make sure that's present on the window too. So you would say your windshield fluid is probably mounted secured and then it's fully operational, right? After you get off of that, you go here because you stay in the same area, the same general area. You went from the stick, now you go to your steering wheel. Your steering wheel you possibly missing. You're missing the horn. You hit the horn. So my city horn is probably mounted secure, fully operational. You go to your next horn, right? Your horn here, your air horn. The air horn probably mounted secure, fully operational, right? Then you go. Can't forget this, right? This is another big one. You can't miss no steps. You miss any steps, you automatically fail. You go to your turn this all the way on. You put this on your defrost, right? Your defrost, not the AC. You would turn it on your defrost, right? You look on your windshield, your windows. You check your air hoses right here. Feel for here. This is my defrost. It's probably mounted secure and fully operational. You will feel the wind on the windshield. So when you're driving and it fogs up, it'll clear it up. Then next here, you'll come from here and you will swing this all the way to like your face and your feet, right? And then you will turn this all the way to cold, which should be your AC. So then you'll feel here, right? Here, or any of your vents, right? It's probably mounted secure. You're feeling for the air. So they're probably mounted secure and it's fully operational. And you could turn that off if you need be, per weather. So after that, what am I missing? I'm missing nothing right now. I'm missing the next part, which I'm basically waiting for, which is my air governance buildup, right? My air governance buildup should be between, like I said, 120 and 140 PSIs. Right now, currently, it's be almost about 120. It's a little past that. You're going to hear my air governance cut out, and then we'll be able to begin the next test, which is the static test, right? So we're just waiting for that. Just waiting. We're going to watch the air governance build up. Matter of fact, we're going closer so you can see it. Right, this is something they don't really tell you, right? They don't want to give you the trades, but this is how it works, right? Watching that, what we're listening to is waiting for the air dryer to pop on, right? So what I'm gonna do, that was my air dryer right there. I normally roll the window down so I could hear it, but I didn't need to because I heard it from here. So now my air dryer popped off. So now we're gonna go to the next test, which is a static test. When in the static test, what we do, we put this in low gear, of course. First, you step on the clutch. Put your foot on the clutch, right? Bop. like that, to the floor, clutch brake, right? Clutch brake to the floor. Here, you grab your shifter, put your shifter, boom, make sure you know where it's at. This is first gear. It don't pop in easy, right? Because it should come in with your finger. With your clutch, let the clutch up just a little bit, tad bit, right? And then it should just easily pop in like that, right? Easily snap in. So now, you don't let your clutch off, it's gonna stall. So what you do, you simply just turn the truck off. When the truck's off, you can let your foot off the clutch, right? Being that you in low gear, what we gonna do, we gotta put it on safe start, right? So the safe start, we would watch this. This is the safe start. All your mechanics need to come on, right? They come on and off, right? So now the static test, what I say is, we start with the SALE, S-A-L-E, right? S is our safety valves, right? Most for our tractor and our trailer. Safety valve, what you have to do, you depress them. As you depress them, you hear the air leaking out. And y'all can't see it, feel it or nothing like that, but the truck just, shifted. Being that the truck shifted, if I had it in neutral, I'd have went all the way back, and I would have just went into the bushes that's behind me. But being that I'm in low gear, it basically held in first gear. So now, that's the S, the safety valve. So now, my next test, right, it'll be this. This is my service brake. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fan my service brake, right? As a matter of fact, I can't step on it. I mean, I'm not gonna fan it. I'm gonna step on my service brake for 1 minute, right, to make sure I don't lose no more than 4 PSIs, right? So what I do, I look at my primary gauge right there, right? But first, I put my foot on there for straight, steady, for 1 minute. And you will count to 1 minute, as you can see up here, right here, and it's ticking. But I just count to 15. Normally, I just tell my students count 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You hear the air. I let my foot off of there. I didn't lose my primary or my secondary. Didn't lose more than 4 PSIs within that 1 minute's time. So my next test, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fan my brake, right? Fan my brake until this gauge here is here between these things, right? Between 60 and 80 PSIs, right? So that's what I would do. And what I'm looking for is my low air pressure warning to pop up over here, right? So let's do that. It's gonna fit. We're gonna fan our foot on there crazy until it gets there, till the needle gets between here, right? See, both of them are going, right? You know what I tell you? You have to make sure this is your emergency and service brake, right? So they both popped up between 60 and 80 PSI. So my low air pressure warning is basically going off, alerting me that my air pressure is getting low, right? So my next test, that was the L, low air pressure warning. So now we got to do the E. The E is these here, right? I pushed them in. So now my E is my emergency valve pop out. That should pop on between 20 and 40 PSIs, right? So right now we at about 60 to 80. So I got to fan my brakes, my service brakes again, right? Until they get to 60 to 80 20 to 40 PSIs, and these pop out. So I just stay here and I just start fanning my foot here, right? Fan my foot here. And I just watch the gauges, right? They should both pop out. One popped out. That one popped out too, right? So now what I do is I check my gauges, right? So here, between 20 and 40 PSIs, my emergency valves popped out. So that test was a success, right? So now, being that's it, that's the end of our static test. So now what we're gonna do is, I'm going to do my next test is, I'm gonna do the tug test. But I have to let my air governance build up between 120 to 40 PSI. 120 to 140 PSIs. And to do that, I have to turn my truck on. Don't forget, it's still in mechanical mode. So all I have to do is, one, I have to step on the clutch, right? So you step on the clutch, right? You take the shifter and you take it out of gear, first gear, right? All right, wiggle it, make sure it's in neutral. And then you just, being that you're in electrical mode, all you gotta do is turn the truck on. You check your gauges, right? To see this, that's your ABS light that come on and off, right? Being that you have these 2 brakes on here, And then you can check your gauges, right? You make sure they're on, and make sure this is a neutral, right? This is a neutral, right? Loose play. Take your foot off the clutch, right? Boom. So now we just wait for this to build up. And right now at the time, like if you just ran and you missed anything, you possibly could go all the way back and say, I need to start over, start my anything on any of my gauges, right? You run all your gauges and say you wanted to start all over, right? You can't just say I want to start from one part. You got to start all over and begin from the start. So that's what I'm gonna do. But you also ask the guy, your instructor, would you want him to assist? So he say yes or no. But you say yes, you bring that thing up, right? Bring your RPMs up, right? Bring your RPMs up. I ain't gonna show you or tell you what it is, but you can hear it. I'm gonna leave that part out. If I tell you everything, you ain't gonna want to come for training. So this is what we do. We just leave certain things out, let that thing build up, let it run, let it do what it do. You see, the low air pressure warning stop because we back to 60 to 80 psi, right? And it's climbing. See my needle, my primary and secondary needle, it's climbing, right? We want to get that all the way to 120 to 140 psi, right? How fast that needle going. So if you assist it, it'll take about like a minute. If you don't, it's gonna take a little longer. I'm not gonna say how long that either. It's gonna take a little longer. So we're gonna let that get basically to the primary, right? Which is that P, them little arrows, the two in the circle. We're gonna let that rock to there, right? It's a good day for this too. So it's almost there, so I'm gonna let that rock. Let my truck do what it do. And then once it get there, listen to my air governance build up, and then I'm going to do the tug test. Tug test, you know, is basically checking your brakes. Yeah, that's about it, right? And you know, they got other parts of the test. It just so happened I just came to practice today. You know, myself, and I said, you know what, you know, individuals are having difficulties knowing the process. You got to know every last step I just showed you to the T. If you miss anything, you're done, right? And this is what they try to kill you on. They try to get you to the Incab, so you don't waste their time. If you're not sitting there studying and you're basically putting effort into it, you're going to fail. And that's the fastest way for you to fail, within a couple minutes, and you go about your business. So now it's almost there. My primary and secondary is almost to the build up, right? When that happens, I'm not going to tell you nothing else. I'm basically just going to do what I need to do. I need to see how I can set this up. I know I can set it up. I can just watch it, right? Just watch my feet. I'm just doing this by myself, so bear with me. I need to have something. I'm not gonna just, there you go, right? What's that? I ain't gonna say it, but what we do now, like I said, we step on the clutch, right? All the way to the floor, right? Keep my little leg back, whatever, as long as this, put this in what? Low gear, right? Low, if any issues, like I said, do that thing with the clutch. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna check our tractor brake, right? How we do that? By depressing, what's this? The trailer. Once you do that, you always have to secure the vehicle by putting your foot on the service brake. So now you have 3 brakes on. So now what we do? Sweet spot, what I call it, bop, right there. Take my foot off the brake, right? Ease it up. It went up and down, right? So then, boom, I catch it. That let me know that my trailer brake held. So now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna release my tractor brakes, and I'm gonna depress my trailer brakes, and I'm gonna just perform the same test, right? Let it leak all the way out. Give it a second. Keep your foot steady on the brake. Now that leaked out, so what I'm gonna do, the same thing. Always keep your hand on the steering wheel, right? And then you gotta keep in control. Being that I got this in my hand, I'm not really gonna be able to do this. But I got control of the truck, so don't try this at home, should I say. So same thing, the clutch brake, sweet spot with your foot. Bring it up like so, right? Watch my footwork, bring it up like so. Off the brake, right? Up, down, right? See the truck shaking a little bit on the steering wheel? That's what you want to do. So that goes to show you that both my tractor and my trailer brakes work, and they held, right? So now I'm going to depress that one in back in. So now I have no brakes besides the one that I'm holding, right? And the clutch brake. So what I'm gonna do, once that is aired out, I'm gonna do the next test. Like I said, like always tell them, sweet spot, off the brake, right? I'm already in low gear. I'm gonna just let it roll for a couple miles now, right? I'm not gonna say that part neither, right? Check my size of my trailer. Make sure I got clearance on both sides, right? And then I'm gonna just, boom, I stopped, right? So that go to show you that brake worked too. So my next and final test, I'm gonna check that thing right there, man. My little trailer brake, right? So I'm gonna do almost the same exact thing, right? In the footwork, it's always in the footwork, right? Bop, we gonna roll, right? We moving, right? We definitely moving, right? Okay, so now what I do? Boom, clutch brake, boom, stop, and it held, right? It stopped me. So that right there, once you do that, both of them, pop out of that. Okay, rest it up. There you go, right? So now you could say you concluded your whole brake test. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. There you go. I'm a little rough and all that. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. More to come.